Hi guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. So today we're going to be learning how to build a tennis court. Bit of a random one, but I've started to kind of build a couple of little kind of small kind of leisure items, I guess, that you can use in cities and things like that. And I'm going to share them in tutorials because they're really basic, really simple. And obviously if you wanted two tennis courts, you just join them onto the side. So it's kind of really easy in that way, in that regard as well. Just to kind of fill up your city, put in some kind of leisure things. It's something that always gets missed. Everybody, when they're building a city, thinks skyscrapers everywhere. But you kind of need to add a little bit more variation. You need to have somewhere where people can actually go and do sports and stuff like that, instead of, you can't exactly do them in massive skyscrapers. So the texture pack I'm using is LD Modern, which is my own texture pack. The link will be in the description. You can see we're just throwing over some snowballs, so you could do like a kind of match with two people. Throw them over. Now, my texture pack does have a couple of different changes, like different types of iron bars. The actual default iron bar texture is this one here, which is really dark. I've actually added in a light one here, which you'll get in the next update. If you haven't already got this one, I'll go through the IDs specifically with my texture pack, but it also works with all the other ones, and I'll show you guys in default and what you need to switch out in default. Now, my one, the grass block and podzol, those are basically both grass blocks. Just one's darker, so I've done a stripe going down there. If we actually switch to the default texture pack, I can tell you what you need to switch out, and probably switch out on your texture pack. So this is what it looks like in default. What I would recommend doing to switch this out is actually this kind of podzol that you've got here. Switch that out for green wool. And I've got the dark green wool, so I'm just going to grab my podzol anyway, but you could switch out for this. This will give you that kind of striping effect. As you can see there, really nice and simple. So you can just switch that out. I'm just going to switch it back, otherwise I'm going to get confused while I'm doing the tutorial. You can switch that out. Also, I recommend switching out this middle part here, probably for some sort of fence. It might not look quite right. Just show you guys that there. But what it will do is it'll mix it up between the iron bars that you got on the side and the other bits. So you can do that, or you can just use the iron bars, and that's going to cause havoc when I go back into my texture pack, as I have to place it again. But that's what it looks like in default. Still pretty simple. Obviously, if you want to gate into it, just cut a couple of kind of bars out. You might want to do like a bigger one, and it already makes the kind of entrance feel a lot bigger. So you can kind of work your way through that, and still pretty cool. So I'll switch back to my texture pack, and we'll get started. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is just lay down this kind of grey outline that we've got here, and you can pretty much use anything you want. I've used kind of grey wool. I found that worked kind of quite nicely. I've also seen some with like a reddish kind of background around the side. The reason that I haven't used this, and I'm not using it in this example, is simply that it doesn't blend well into the rest of your surroundings in cities. That's pretty much it. That's the only reason I haven't used that kind of red. But you can pretty much use whatever you want. So what we're going to do is, if we just place down one grey block, we're going to go 29, and that'll be your kind of total length. We're just going to do the outline of it, so that we know how big it is, so wherever you're fitting it, it'll fit. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And I am going to be... Actually, I'm just going to do it normally. I was going to say I'm just going to use World Edit, but it doesn't really make too much difference. So we got that stripe there. Now what we're going to do is, going across, we're going to be a total of 17. Counting this one that you've got here on the corner, so you've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then bring that up. And then all we're going to do is just create a box. So I usually just cut through from each side until they kind of match. You kind of figure it out. There we go. I was lucky. And then just create this line going across here. Keep on dragging this one around. And then we get to there. Now this one is 2 blocks thick. And the reason being that we have one of them has actually got the iron bars on them. And the other one is just to kind of allow somewhere for us to kind of walk around it. Just because of the way that kind of tennis courts are set up. Put that in there. And then you can just fill this in. Yeah, I need to do a little bit more down here, or is that... No, that's alright. So there you go, just fill that in until you got those 2 blocks wide. Like this. It's taken a little while, because it's actually quite big. Surprisingly big, but this is pretty much to scale. It's slightly bigger than scale, just so that we can fit everything in line-wise. But there we go. That'll give us the kind of ring out on the outside there. Now we're going to switch to quartz or white wool. It's really up to you. I ended up using quartz, but it depends on your texture pack. So quartz or white wool will do fine. If you're kind of using the default texture pack, if you're on console, I recommend, you know, something like white wool, just because I think texture-wise it works a little bit better for those kind of lines. But again, it is kind of completely and utterly up to you, so I'll kind of let you decide on that one, and then just continue this all the way around. There we go, and just do this outline there, and there. We're almost there. Don't worry, it gets simpler as we go through. There we go, and that gives that. That gives us the kind of outside line, as you can see, going across here. Now there is two lines going across this part here, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill those in now. So I'm just going across this bit, we're just going to leave a block gap, and leave that in there, and then fill this up. And it's the same on the other side, so we're going to do exactly the same. Just take this one out. Now, depending on how you do your striping, if you want to do striping, you could just have it, you know, one solid colour. But I did the kind of darker texture out of the two on the outside. Then it would have been like this grass, and then it would have been dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. That's how I figured mine out. It's kind of up to you though. You have to do it that way, but I am going to. So obviously I've got Podzol in my texture pack. If you're using default, use your green wool. That's the one I recommend. And I do the same on the other side as well. And I mean, we could use World Edit on this, but I'm just going to do it with you guys because it's quite easy. And bring this all the way back as well. There we go. That will give you that there. And then if we find the center line, so this is going across the middle, there should be 3 blocks either way. So I'm going to place a block in here like that. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's where our next one's going to be. So we've got 4 block gap. So this is our kind of center line. This one you can take out if you wanted to. The reason I've left it in is because there is usually like a little tiny little bit here on the line. But because we're in Minecraft, we kind of have to try and add variation our own way. And this just kind of puts a little bit more detail. Now if we just drag this line going all the way across, and this will connect into these side parts as well from that. So you've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bit there. And if we do the same from the other side as well, find the center line, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put that one in there. And connect these across the sides, and there, and then join these two lines together. Now, there, depending on what court you're on, sometimes there is a line going across these two parts as well. I found that when you do that, it looks a little bit too busy. And I'll actually show you this here. If you go across like this part, it would literally just be there. I don't know, something about it. It seems to be a lot smoother with that one. So that's why I ended up just leaving that. So if we just leave that in there. But now what we're going to do is we're going to do the striping. So like I was saying, we're going to go kind of dark, light, then we can go dark. And switch out this one. There we go. Oh, that's one block there. Put this in here as well. Then we've got light, then we've got dark, so we're going to switch that one out. And go down to here. Like that, and then do these ones as well. And you can kind of, I mean, you can see quite easily what I'm doing. So there's not really much I can talk about while just switching these blocks out. There you go. As long as you don't destroy the actual terrain like I am. There we go. So that will give you the basic kind of court there. That gives us the kind of floor pattern. The next part is just to do the net. So like I was saying, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can either do it with the iron bars, or you can do it with fence as well. I'll show you kind of both ways of doing it, as well as the kind of ones in my texture pack that will work for it. So if you find the center line, all we're going to do is we're going to go across all the way to this white line here. And that's one of the reasons I put in that kind of walk around. So that's what it looks like with fence. Obviously you can have it in iron bars as well. I go for take right this. And that one as well. And join these up. Oh, And there. Join those up like that. You know, you can use your iron bars, but you could always, you know, switch out the actual texture for it. In my texture pack, if you have World Edit, and you'll need World Edit and also connected textures, it will be, that's will be 101 and 7, I believe. And there you go, that'll give you the white one. So you can just literally go across like this. With this one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to actually use the fence. I'll show you what you can use white kind of wise with that. So I have fence going across there, and again connected textures is needed with like Optifine, MC Butcher, that kind of stuff. And this one will be 85 and I think it's 2. Yep, there we go. So that'll give you a white kind of fence, a marble fence. So you can use that as well. I will leave this one in here while we're doing this kind of example. Just going to get rid of some of the stuff that I've got. There we go. I'll need my stick back again. If you grab something like stone brick, whatever you're going to use pillar wise, I also put a slab on the top because it kind of, and it adds a little bit of detail. And if you did want to, you know, join across here for some reason, you know, you can do that. Adds it kind of, it could kind of outline it. It's up to you. I just left the fence normal. What you're going to do is right on this part here, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put in a stone brick slab. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4, and then put in your slab. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put in your slab. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a slab on top like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a slab. And that will give you the kind of pillars. That's just what I went for. It just breaks it up a little bit. With this one as well, this one I will actually be going across after I put in the iron bars. But if you just grab your iron bars, now this is the tricky bit. All you have to do is just lay them down. And I only went up 1, 2, 3 like that. Actually, no, I did go 4. Sorry. Yeah, I went up by 4 in total. But you could do it lower. I just found that this kind of worked scale-wise, I think. So it's not. If you're down here, it looks a little bit short. So I ended up just putting it up 1 block. And I'm going to have to switch out those blocks for the right ones. There we go. That, there. So, if you are wanting this actual texture in my texture pack, again, you need World Edit. You need something like Optifine. You would do 101 and 3, and that will... Oh no, that's not right. 101 and 2, sorry guys. Got too many metadatas, but that will give you this kind of bigger chain link texture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be using World Edit to actually just go from here to here, and then just do replace 0, which is air, with 1, 0, 1, 2. So that's how I did it the first time. It's much easier. And let's go around doing this. There we go. Actually, we could have just done the entire long run then, but it doesn't really matter too much. There you can see how much time World Edit actually saves. There we go. That will give you a kind of small tennis court. So you could, if you wanted to, as I was saying, go across with these ones just to kind of border it off. And if you do that, I would probably then put up these ones up by 1 more block, just to kind of add a kind of height difference. It kind of makes them stand out a little bit more. There we go. Put those in and just drag this across. We'll see what this looks like as a whole. That should look alright. Even though it's not really that realistic, it's just mainly in Minecraft to make it look a little bit more realistic. So we have that, and drag this across. But that is pretty much it. There you go. So there's 2 different variations in a way. I actually really hate this one down. I don't like the border. It doesn't look natural. But obviously, if you're just joining 2 together, you've already got 1 wall. So you know, we could literally just move these 2 and have them next to each other, and it'd work perfectly. They would just share this kind of fence, and you could have as many as you wanted. Have that back fence, you know, sharing one of those. So you can make loads of them. It'll just add a little bit of variation. I really hate that slab thing now. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the tutorial. As always, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.